As women, we crave her. The wild, untamed version of ourselves who remembers her power and purpose. You're listening to Soul Speak Live with Jessica Dawn Rodriguez, speaker, Reiki master teacher, and business strategist guiding women ready to elevate their soul's work and create global impact. This is your invitation to unmask, step fully into your power, and co-create a life and business you love, even after adversity. You were born for this, and Jessica is here to walk with you as you claim yourself at the highest capacity. Let's dive in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of Soul Speak Live. I'm Jessica Dawn, and I'm so happy that you are here. I just had the most beautiful conversation with two incredible women in the online space. And let me just say, a year ago, this was a dream, being able to spend my days recording videos and doing trainings and connecting with people and coaching. And it really was this like dream vision, inner knowing that like there's something more. You're meant to be doing something different. And it took me a while to have the courage to be able to, walk with what I had associated with fear into the unknown, to leave a job that I loved, within a field that had been my passion for so long. It was a stretch. It was something that felt, uncomfortable. And yet here I am, I'm doing it. And every day I'm just like in awe of the doors that are opening. And what I've learned is that the more that I allow myself to be me, to speak my truth, to share my vision, to really just show up in full authenticity, that's when the doors are opening. That's when people are coming to me. Clients are showing up. People are coming in and wanting to be in my world. And it's just this really beautiful experience to witness. So I'm just excited. It's the last day of September, and there are so many fun things that are going on. And, I have some travel that's coming up, and I have speaking engagements that are popping up. And I'm really, really happy with where things are going. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is, thinking about my mission and about like what it is that I'm meant to do. I've had this aha. This work really is so much bigger than I had envisioned. And I didn't know the big picture, and I still don't. Like, there's so much to be revealed. But what I have learned is that I am very, very passionate about changing the collective experience for women. And this is not just, me leaning into like, oh, I'm a business coach. Oh, I'm a Reiki practitioner. It's like, yeah, I'm all of the above. And I'm here to lead a movement. And it's actually a little bit like uncomfortable to say that. And I feel the energy of just excitement and, how is this going to happen? I don't know. But what I do know is that we as women have been through so much. And if you are watching me and you're connected to my group and you're connected to, some of the lived experiences that I've navigated, like this path hasn't always been easy for me. I have navigated extreme adversity. I've experienced loss, trauma, things that I hope that, many people my age haven't had to live through. And yet, I am still here. I am still showing up. I am still living a life that I absolutely love and, become more and more obsessed with every single day because I'm stepping into this version that I've seen for so long. But what I'm so passionate about is shifting the experience for women, for really creating spaces and opportunities where women are coming home to themselves. Waking up to the fact that living the way that they've always lived, whether it be, experiencing relationships that may be traumatic and living through these cycles of continual pain and maybe even depression and sadness and feeling like they're not worthy and all of these things that women sometimes get like stuck in certain patterns with. but realizing that at any point, you have the power to change your experience. And yes, sometimes it does feel messy and you do feel stuck and you're like, I'm not sure exactly how to move and how to get myself into a better space. And yeah, what I want to say is that if you allow yourself to truly come home to yourself and your power and that power that's always been there, like this is the first step. Dropping in and telling yourself the truth instead of believing all of the stories that have been maybe created by yourself, like created internally based on your experiences through conditioning, through life, through relationships, any of those things. But like disconnecting from that and realizing like, okay, you may have told yourself those stories, but that might not be your truth. Your truth is that you are so fucking powerful, that there is a version of yourself that is of the highest effing essence. You are divinity. Like you are this incredibly talented and worthy and amazing like light. And when you can come back to that as your truth and just feel into your own power, the power that you came here with, then you are in a place where you are ready to start moving in a different way. To remember that you do get to co-create your experience. You do get to decide what your standards are, what you're available for, what your impact is going to be, how you're going to live your life, like how you want to feel every day. This is all within your power. And yet, what I see is so many people settling for what is familiar, even though it's not comfortable. Like staying in jobs for 20 plus years that you literally feel like you're a victim of. This is awful. I don't want to go to work every day. I hate this. And yet, choosing to move in the same way day after day, that mentality is not serving us. Like we get to come home to ourselves and remember that we are powerful co-creators of this experience. And even when it feels like there is no other way, there's always a different way. There's always a different choice. And when you're ready and willing to embrace that, like, what if I can do something different? What if I am here for something bigger? What if I give myself permission to feel into my power, to like really connect to that vision? I've seen this version of myself doing something big. I've seen this version of myself making an impact in a huge way. I've seen this version of myself speaking, leading, and being this guide and this light for other women. What if that's actually what I'm here for? And what if just for a moment I can disconnect from what I have believed has to be my reality and actually come back to the truth that there's infinite potential, that you can be and do what you desire. And that even if it feels like you aren't quite sure and you don't know how to do it, and it feels like there's no other way, and you have to have that road mapped out for you to feel comfortable, like what if you can lean into the discomfort of not knowing, but having that faith that, you know what, I have this desire for something different. I felt it in my heart. And when we realize that our desires and what we feel in our heart and what we're like leaning into, what feels like it's pulling us, that is actually like the highest version of ourselves telling us, look, there is another way. And you are the one who gets to decide whether you stay the same and continue to do the same things over and over again, or if you decide to move and you decide to move differently. And it is easy to just stay in what's comfortable, what's known, what feels safe, what feels predictable. When you allow yourself to move differently, to truly like drop in and realize like I am so powerful. I I have so many like beautiful gifts and skills, and my energy is magnetic. I have so much to offer. And I'm really here for this big like mission, this movement. Like give yourself permission to lean into that. Because if you're here and you're watching this, there is something that you've felt for a long time. And you can just feel like just a little glimpse of it maybe at this point. And you're like, wow, I can feel that. There is something there. There is something more. Like, I don't have to stay the same. I don't have to continue to experience this. And then what if I can lean back and decide, you know what? I'm going to follow the nudge. I'm going to reach out to this person. I'm going to, step into one of the containers that are being offered. I'm going to explore this version of myself. And in the following the nudge, there's more that's going to be revealed. We aren't always going to have the answer. We're not going to have the roadmap. We aren't going to know exactly what it looks like. And that's okay. Because in the unknown is where there's so much beauty that gets to just come about. There's so much beauty that we get to experience. And I just actually lived something like this, and I'm going to share with you. So, for those of you who have tuned in to previous episodes, you know that I'm supposed to be going to New York for this big speaking engagement, and I've been so excited and also, feeling all the somatic feelings from it. Well, just yesterday I found out that the event was postponed. And I'm like, okay, I'm not mad. I understand things happen, things change, and this is how I've learned to lead myself. It's the pivot. It's like, okay, well, now what? Am I still going? What does this look like? And so I'm still going. My daughter and my best childhood friend are going with me, and we're just gonna have an amazing experience, and I'm so excited. But I did know. I'm like, okay, well, I have surrendered this much. Like I know that there's something beautiful waiting. And rather than trying to control the situation and getting upset and reacting, it's like, okay, well, what is this meant to reveal? What's the next big picture? What's the next step? And so, following that, I actually connected with these two incredible women, and I've already like landed this other speaking opportunity, and it's like, wow, the doors just opened. So even though it felt like this experience, like this was a closed door, it's like, this is the mindset. This is the knowing. This is me moving with the unknown. And moving in this energy feels sometimes uncomfortable. It's like, I don't know what that big picture looks like. I don't know what things are going to look like 5 years down the road. A year ago, I had a job. It's like, oh, in 5 years, I'm still going to be in the same job. Will be closer to retirement. It's more predictable. It's linear. It's the 3D. It's doing what everybody else does it. It's expected. It's safe. But inside, I knew what I was experiencing wasn't lighting me up. It wasn't in alignment with that big picture vision of myself. It wasn't congruent with this movement that I know that I'm meant to lead. And so I surrendered. I took the big step. I, walked into the unknown, and it's just wild how the doors are opening and how the path is being revealed. And I don't have control of it all. Like, yes, I am showing up, I'm in the energy, I'm co-creating beautiful things. And there are things that I don't know. We can't predict it, and it's okay. And I hold the belief that it's going to be even better than I expected. It's going to be even so much bigger than I expected. And as far as like the monetary part of it, the more that I lean into this energy of, yeah, I'm I'm surrendering to this. I am leading a movement, changing the collective experience for women. I'm, training other women on how to facilitate programs and how to do the work that I'm doing and I'm still showing up and I'm doing my energy work and now I'm speaking and I don't know what it all looks like, but I followed the nudge and I know that I'm here to lead a movement and I keep going and I keep showing up and I continue to lean in and I maintain my frequency. I might have some dips. There might be parts of me that are wanting to lean back into that old identity, and that's easy when you're making change. But I've learned to lead myself and hold myself through all of it. And I just want to encourage you to continue to follow the nudge. That if you feel that, like, like I resonate with this, I feel this, then you're here for a reason. And I'd love to have a conversation with you. I have so many amazing things going on in October. I have a Reiki certification. I have one-on-one opportunities. I have this reclamation facilitator program for other women who are here to lead a movement, who are also wanting to change the collective experience for other women, for our little girls. We don't have to continue the trajectory that we are on if we can change the lives of just one woman. If we can just help one woman remember her power, come home to herself, and lead her life in a different way, that itself is going to create a ripple effect that is going to change the lives of so many women. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.